G'day everybody, Trader Cobb here, 17th of September. It's a lovely day here in Bondi Beach, Sydney, Australia. I just thought I'd do a little video out there to show what I'm looking at coming into the Monday, the beginning of the week. Well, there's no real beginning of the week in crypto, as you all know. It just keeps on trucking on. Okay, so what am I looking at? I'm looking at Bitcoin. Obviously, I had spoken of the 3,000 level. You're very aware of that, as many others have. Old highs, double fib cluster, 50% on the last big move, 61% on the most recent push higher, and we saw a very strong bounce from that. I had also said I'm looking for a reversal of trend before I am totally 100%, well, it can't be 100%, but until I am very certain that we will continue to push on in that new uptrend and sort of maybe going to set new highs above 5,000. But for right now, what we've seen is a massive amount of buying after 3,000. Okay, the biggest volume that we've ever seen in Bitcoin occurred on that day 2 days ago. It was actually Friday night here. So I think I don't think we'll see lower than 3,000 again. Keep in mind, I could be very, very wrong, and I'm open to admit that. Okay, but what I'm reading is what I'm reading. This is my analysis. I believe that 3,400 is a logical area. Why? It's a round number. It's a 50% fib level, and it's a 38% fib. So there's a double Fibonacci cluster at 3,400. Now it's on this 4-hour time frame. I'm watching it. I'd love to see. It could, it may not get down to there. But what I want to see is I want to see a good higher low on the 4-hour than a higher high. So I'll pull back down into 3,400 to set a higher low, and then a push up to break above this high right here. Then we would have a higher low and a higher high. You can call that whatever you want. People call it a double bottom. I don't care. You can call it Tom, Dick, or Sally. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. It's about understanding how trends reverse. The name is not important at all. And then I would be very confident that we will continue to push on up to 5,000 and beyond. So that's the sort of thing I'm looking for. 3,400 is just a logical area for it to happen. Now, we've already got a potential higher low here, and it may just break up through that, in which case that would be the higher low. But 3,400 does seem like a logical point at which we may test once again before some buying comes back in. Keep in mind as well, it may just keep on falling. All right, so that's what my take is on Bitcoin and what I'm actually looking for and waiting for and hoping for these bulls to fully return back into the market. That being said, there are some others that I am pretty interested in. Where is it? I did a video on this a little while back on MaidSafe. Now, when I put this video out, people were saying, oh, what about this crap coin and blah, blah, blah. Look, I don't really, I'm not too concerned about whether it's a quote-unquote crap coin or not. I'm looking at trends. Okay, I'm looking at resistance breakouts. I'm looking at joining momentum. Now, as I have noticed after adding 100 or so, the top 100 coins to my watch list, probably about 90% of those, or 85 to 90%, are in horrific downtrends. I don't like to buy things when they're in downtrends. I'm happy to, buy pullbacks like, Bitcoin on the weekly. It pulled back, hit a very good buy zone, and then it's bounced from 3,000. Cool with that. I don't like to buy things that are in terrible downtrends. The exception will be if I believe that it's a very good technology and long term I believe it will exist, and I'm happy to hold it for years. Okay, like Ripple, for example. Ripple's not in a good uptrend by any stretch of the imagination. I'll just pull it up here. You can see here, this is not in an uptrend at all. But I believe that Ripple will be around for a very long time, and therefore I'm happy. Go away. I'm happy to to have a holding of Ripple, and I'll probably look to build a position if we break up through this resistance here. So it's not always that I'm looking to trade with the trend. If it's a long-term investment, that's a different story. But let's go back to where I was with MaidSafe. I've spoken about this level of resistance before. We are back. We've tested it a number of times. That level of resistance has been support as well, and look, it's been a bit messy for quite some time. What I like about it is this: we see a higher low potential here. Now, if price was to break up through this resistance, that would be a higher low, then there would be a higher high, meaning that would then be in an uptrend. It will have reversed from a bit of a sideways market into an uptrend, and I like that. Getting in as a trend changes is something good for me. I'm not a major fan of the divergence here, but that's not so much of a big deal, because as far as I am aware from what I've been able to find out there in the world of crypto, there's also what was it? There's a Alpha 2 release on the 21st of September, which, you know, it doesn't hurt getting your orders in before some sort of announcement, some sort of release like that. The consolidation represents a good opportunity for entry, a break above the high. If I'm going to trade it, I'd go for a stop below this low here and see how we go there. But it looks a nice resistance break. Similar resistance breaks. OMG had a great one. Nexus had a great one. There's been some really good ones. I only trade breaks of resistance when it's the beginning of a new trend or it's already in a trend. So that's really the only coin that sort of caught my attention out of the top 100 as something that I may actually raise an order on. Of course, Bitcoin, we're still waiting for the thumbs up there. A very good recovery from 3,000. Will it hold? I believe it will. I don't have a crystal ball, but the technical analysis and the buying around this 3,000 gives me fairly good confidence that we may pull back a little bit. 3,400 is a level I think we might get to. It makes logical and technical sense for that to occur, and then we'll see how we go from there. That's my take for this Sunday, 17th of September. I hope you're all well. Bye for now.